What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? You know what time it is? Episode 61 up in the mix, big baby. I got a special guest, Basket NFT. Before we get started, you know what time it is. If you got yourself an iPhone and or an Android, do yourself a favor, download the FTX app. Stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Without further ado, I'm your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to everyone. And started off the right way. And if you're not already, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Hit that sub button on the YouTube channel and let's vibe out. Without further ado, what's going on, Basket? We are live and direct, big dog. So first off, I want to say thank you for coming on, tuning in, and take some time out of your evening and night to kind of just, I guess, vibe with us. So I appreciate you for coming on.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. Hi, Gaddis. Hi, New Money. It's really a honor to be invited.
Hey, man, I'm glad you said yes. How we usually start the kind of beginning of the podcast, because a lot of people realistically will know who you are. You know what I mean? You've been out for a good long time, as far as I know, at least. But let us know a little about yourself. How'd you get introduced in crypto in general? What were you doing before crypto? And have you always been an artist?
Well, that's a lot.
Yep, one at a time.
My first contact with crypto is, well, you might or might not know, but my brother is Milst from Exchange and a lot of other projects. So he was the one who introduced me in crypto. First, I started buying a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I guess in 2019, 2020 maybe, but not even trading because I'm not good on numbers or anything. When the Solana ecosystem was about to explode with NFTs, my brother kept telling me, you gotta join, you gotta do whatever you want, but you can't miss this. And I sold my first NFT, if I'm not mistaken, the day Solana Monkey Business was minting. So that's when I started with all this. I started doing basketball GIFs and slowly transitioned into illustration. So that's basically my background in crypto and NFTs.
Nice.
And although I haven't been an artist, let me say that again. Although I've never had art as my way of living, at least until now, it's always been around. I've done a lot of things before. My last serious job was as a dev, but I had a marketing agency, and I done a bunch of other things. So I've done a little bit of everything.
You said you sold your first I guess NFT when SMB was I guess just now minted, or that was your first NFT minted. What was your first?
My first NFT was DJNape. Was my first mint, but I really remember the date of my first sell, because it was quite important for me, which was August 3rd. So I find it interesting that matches with the day of minting of SMBs.
What if you don't mind me asking, what did you sell? Was it one of the DJ Apes, or what was your first?
No, the first thing I sold was a GIF, a basketball GIF. I think it was Dennis Rodman, and of course my brother bought it.
Nice.
Well, then it just took off.
Nice. So I asked the question, I guess, about your brother, because a lot of times when we have people on here, it's usually a hassle getting the family members involved, stuff like that. Was your brother always, like you said, talking about it, like, bro, just get in it? And did it take you a while to, I guess, make the move, or was it one of those, you know what, you're like, fuck it, brother, I trust you, I'm going for it? How long did it take you to act upon?
Not so long, really. He's my big brother, so I listening him quite a lot, and he usually does good in what he does. So I remember he first told me that this was starting to taking off, and I really didn't understand NFTs. It was like, why are you paying like hundreds of dollars for it? Well, what all of us thought at first, you know. But I recall getting excited really quick. So when the first next big minting was out there, I barely doubted. That's why I put my initial investment in there, and that was it. I do recall that I first started creating my NFTs before investing and buying. So as soon as I saw that the community was there and it was really happening, I never doubted that I had to take my part as well, you know.
Nice. With, I guess, with the artistic part of it, I guess kind of like you said, you had a lot of different jobs beforehand, and probably even like the marketing job to an extent maybe helped kind of create or keep some creativeness going, because I'm sure you're always going to be thinking about everything. Um, I guess when did you first started doing art? Was that something you've done, I guess, just always had a passion beforehand, or when did that come to I guess
Well,
now, you know what I mean?
the yeah, like the first big thing that comes to mind to me is that I studied graphic design and architecture in high school, in university. You know, haven't finished any of them, but well, that's what I studied. But when all this started to take off, I started like tracing back where my arts passion came from. And I remember having like 4 or 5 years old and selling drawings or songs to my grandparents. I was like, shoot me, tell me a word and I do anything like for a quarter. But I
Nice.
was hustling since there. And then my main art form during a long period of time was music. I'm a musician as well, so it's
Nice.
been always around.
What instruments do you play?
I play mainly guitar, but
Yeah.
for the last couple of years, I moved to producing. And so I'm much more of a computer guy now than a guitar player.
Nice. I mean, no, shoot, I'll ask. Do you? I guess when you're making the music part of it, producing it, do you see it kind of the same way, I guess, as like creating an artwork? You know what I mean? Do you see, I guess, layers of it? Do you visually see it that way, or do you like make music and make art differently?
Well, they're not exactly the same, but having studied graphic design gave me like a process, you know, understanding each composition, whether it's visual or musical, as a project itself, um, and with its steps and with its layers. So I think that I have like a similar process, at least in my mind, for both forms. Then I'm way more structured in music than I am in my visual part.
Nice. Um, with the, I guess with the art, because I'll be real. I always got to keep it real, being the host. You know what I mean? I know of you. I've been in a lot of Twitter spaces, and you're an OG with the Solana art, stuff like that. How did that name come about? Do you know who, I guess, who gave it to you, or did you, I guess, kind of give it yourself? I guess who are the OGs in your mind, in the art, I guess, world as of right now, as in
Um,
Solana world, not like in general.
well, I have to shout out my Solana Institute of Art uh, companions. It's Peanut, Pink Skull, and El Topo, who is not around as much as we are, but I feel that they were the ones that pushed me in that early stages, as well as some others, like for example the Dude, Show Cirque, where I remember that first stages of the Solana NFT art Discord, that there weren't many creators around. I'm probably missing some Timmy also of the chicks. So that's the first that came to my mind when I think of Solana OG artists.
Nice.
I'm sorry if I'm missing one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I was right when I was asking that question. I'm like, man, I'm unfortunately just like put you on the spot in case you just forgot someone. So my bad on that one. But no, I
They gotta
think,
understand.
yeah, no, for sure on that one. With the collections, I guess you've had, because I'm just looking at the pin tweet on your profile. It's just finished the first piece. How many, I guess, collections in general have you had? Like, I guess, what was your first collection? I guess you said it was the baskets. Do you have them on the Twitter? What was that first collection?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, like, I think we started seeing or thinking in collections more or less when exchange appeared.
Okay.
So most of my work wasn't thought as collections per se. You know what I mean? I think that the first big thing that put me in the spot was making Solana Monkey Business derivatives for commissioned. I done like, I don't know, maybe 50 or they were busy days. Yeah, really nice. And then I'm quite anxious and not so organized. So I've done like a lot of small collections that most of them are on exchange right now. And a couple of days ago, I had a talk with A2K where he organized a bit my ideas. So I feel this piece is the start of a new era for me of doing things like much more thought, putting a lot of effort on them. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, if I can beat my anxiousness.
No, with the I guess as an artist, you're not the only one that I guess had started doing the I guess like the derivative commissions that way. How how did that start? You know what I mean? Because it has to be. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it would have to be kind of weird to I guess to ask, or was it people like saw your work and they're like, "Yo, basket, we need this. Like, yo, I'll pay you." You know what I mean? Or like how did the first person come to you? When did that happen?
Right. Well, as I told you, the first thing I did was basketball gifts. Then I started doing some basketball illustrations, which they are not terrible, but you could tell that I haven't been drawing in a while. And about that time, I recall my brother asked El Topo for a commission of his Solana Monkey Business, and it just took off. He started getting a lot of work. So I told my brother, hey, let me do a commission let me do a derivative for yours so people can see I also do this. All of a sudden came Nate Solomon, who is probably the most supportive collector around, and asked me for 4 monkeys. And that was it. It just took off.
That's what's up, bro. What I guess what program do you use? Is it just like the I always ask honestly the same question because I'm dumb in this stuff. Is it like the Photoshop? Is it like the iPad with the pin like that? What software do you use to make the art you have and do?
I started doing things on pen and paper. It was like super artisanal. I don't know it's that the word that I'm looking for, but I took a photo of the drawing I did with my iPhone, not even a good camera or anything, and then colored it digital on Photoshop. So that was like my first era, if you could say it some way. And I moved to working with an iPad on November. So the last couple of months, the first couple of months were hand-drawn, and now I'm working on iPad.
With the, I guess with the hand-drawn one, I guess how do you like take a picture of it and then like scan it so it goes on the computer? Honestly, I've always wondered stuff like that because like mouse wise, you know what I mean? Like I would suck at that compared to like something like you did. Like that's what I would do. I would like draw it out and try and scan it. Is that how it is, or is it? I guess, what
Uh,
is that process?
I draw them like in a piece of paper and then took a picture with my iPhone and like then adjusted a little bit the levels, like try
Nice.
to hide the shades and all that and to make the blacks pop a bit more. Colored it digitally on Photoshop. It was not really professional, but it worked. And it had like, like a paper feel still. So I feel like that was something that people liked or so different for at least in that moment.
No, I like it on that. With I guess the art stuff. Before the I guess it's the Solana things like that. Was it I guess always kind of like pen paper to pencil, or was it like the painting acrylics? What was your go to? I guess like
Uh,
art. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I used like architecture pens, like the rod
Okay.
rings. I don't know what's the English name, but it's like fine point pens.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nice.
So that was it. I started them in pencil, and then when I thought I had like a nice structure, and then went to ink, and then Photoshop.
I like it. Um, with what you're doing now, I mean, when your brother was telling you to, hey, come on, you got to make a move. You know what I mean? Have you thought about, I guess, like what would happen if he didn't say yes on that one? Like what is that thought looking back? Did you ever see yourself like how it is now, or realistically, how did you envision all this happening?
No, no, I never thought this would take off the way it did. I saw this like a side hustle. Like I can do like maybe $200-300 a month, and it's like a nice extra income. I'm from
Oh yeah.
Argentina, where our money is quite devaluated, so dollars worth a lot here. So it was like a nice side hustle. But when I started all this, I was in the best job of my life. I was working as a dev, a remote, well-paid job. I was quite happy. Not absolutely in love with my job, but I was happy. I was okay. Not bad. But as soon as I saw this as a possibility and started to took off, there was no way back. I only lasted like 3 or 4 weeks in my job after knowing what NFTs were.
Nice. With that's actually that's I mean something I guess wasn't thinking of as well. I mean with um basically with the commission stuff like that, it's like it's always in Solana stuff like that. As that's honestly pretty. I guess it's always been like that, but that's strong because like you said, I mean it could be, you know, it could be a huge difference no matter where it is. I mean with an artist, I guess that are thinking of maybe kind of doing NFTs or getting in the space of Solana stuff like that. Um, Realistically, I guess why would you tell an artist, a friend, to start making NFTs, to start coming on the blockchain?
Um, I feel I was talking the other day with my mom. I went to visit her, and well, she doesn't fully understand all of this, so you know, I think that finally NFTs and like the Web3, it's not a term I like too much, but uh, Web3 found a way or to like redemption for artists. You can finally monetize projects you couldn't monetize before, and I think that's the best thing of it. I mean, you can obviously earn a living from this and you can make money, but I found this as a medium to do things that I like and get paid for them, and that's huge.
No, what personal feeling on what was that feeling like when you? I mean, I guess I don't know how it is. If you put it 2 weeks in stuff like that, how was that feeling when you quit the job to do, I guess, full time in this? Was it like it had to been absolutely amazing, but I would think it would have to be kind of terrifying as well, or like what was those thoughts when you're coming up to it and you're like, man, you're talking to your brother or your mom and everyone, you're like, I'm thinking about it, y'all. I might chuck the deuces. We're gonna go full time. What what type of feeling is that? Like it has to be in a
I'm not kidding. They were the most intense weeks in my life. The same week I quit my job, I was also moving to my new place
snap.
with the salary of my previous work. I mean, I still didn't know how exactly this was gonna work out. So it was like super intense. Those first couple of weeks, I was lucky enough to do a nice economic difference with the commissions and all that, and I had minted, not minted, but bought for really cheap a couple of SMBs and ThugBirdz and all that. So
Nice.
I was sure that I wouldn't be earning that much money on a regular basis. So I really wasn't sure what was going to happen next. But all of a sudden, maybe in a couple of weeks, I had done like, I don't know, a couple of years of salary. So I was in the sky. I have no words. It was all very new, all very exciting, and all very like changing day to day. I have no words for what I felt those couple of weeks.
That's fucking sweet, bro. Congrats on that one. With I guess with the ThugBirdz in, because you got one as of now. What was the reason on getting a ThugBird? You just saw it. Was it early on that one? You said you had a couple. What put you on the spot? What made you like the ThugBirdz in general?
Um, yeah, the vibe. Short answer is the vibe. I mean, in those days, basically every project was pumping. I
Mm-hmm.
tried to mint ThugBirdz, but I wasn't able. Those days mints were a mess,
The
most of
good
them.
old days.
Yeah.
Go.
So I didn't manage to mint ThugBirdz, but as soon as I saw they were pumping and community really vibed with them, and they have a different approach. I mean, SMBs are for big brains, and ThugBirdz are for everyone. And I like hip hop culture. I was super into everything that was going on. So that's what made me jump in with my first, that it's what I'm wearing as a PFP now. And then every now and then when I have like a couple extra soul and ThugBirdz were dipping or anything, I wanted to take the opportunity. I feel like it's quite a safe bet to get a ThugBird, even though if they don't are in the highest peak, talking about price. So every now and then, when ThugBirdz dipped, I try to get another.
Nice.
So I'm the happy owner of 3 ThugBirds now.
That's what I'm talking
Maybe,
about, bro. Good shit.
yeah,
I like it. I
yeah.
remember.
So
Nah,
it's that, it's vibe, and it's like a safe investment in my eyes.
nah. I will say yes or no, just because no financial advice. I don't want to get like banned on fucking YouTube or some shit like that. But I'm right there with you, big
Yeah.
pimpin'. With the I guess with the art, do you have anything you're working on as of right now? That you can speak on. And where can people find your work at?
Well, luckily there's a lot going on. I'm gonna do a little chilling if you let me.
All day, bro. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
boys and girls, get your ears ready. Let's get it. Go for it, big
first of
pimpin'.
all, I should go with Seven Swords Clan. We have our action that started today, and it's ending tomorrow. So that's quite big. It got me super pumped and super excited. I know Pink was here yesterday, and she shielded also. So we're bombing you with that. Well, I'm starting my action for the piece that it spins on my Twitter this Thursday, and I intend to take really serious that collection, putting a lot of effort and a lot of work on the pieces. So I'm really pumped. with that because I find this as a challenge for myself, and I'm really happy with with the results. And then I'm always doing or thinking or anything, little collabs with projects I like. There's a I spoiled the other day. There's an OG project I really like, and I have collaborated with them in season 1, and I'm collaborating with them in season 2. So that's more or less what's happening.
For yeah, because I'm having a mind blank on exactly what project it was, but I remember we had a project on here, and I'm trying to think if it's maybe the same people you're talking about now, because they left us a little alpha at the end. It might have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but they're like, yeah, we might be having a little, I don't know if it's like a commission piece or something like that, but you were kind of helping them as well on that for I guess projects that do like your work, and I guess want to have something like that done. I mean, I guess I guess I don't know if it's the right word to take commissions that way, or like say, I was a project and I wanted to have like you as an artist. How would something like that work, or do you say hell no?
Yeah, no, I mean, I took commissions actively for a while, and at the moment I'm only working with projects I really like or I vibe with. Mostly with Oshi projects. I feel like there's some kind of communion with people who are there from the beginning and took care of us if somehow. So I'm not saying I owe anything to anybody, but I like giving back
Nice.
with the people that was there for the beginning. I'm gonna say I'm talking about Rocks. I love Rocks. I love Fabi. Well, I've done something for them in the first season, and they reached me for doing something for season 2, and have no doubt that I wanted to work with them. So, but in like for other projects or anything, I'm trying to focus more on myself and my development as an artist. So I really have to vibe with the project that is approaching me in order to take a commission or work with them.
Heard that. I got you. I'll be the asshole on this one. All right. Stay the hell out of his DMs. No one. Nah, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, get the hell out.
With the piece that we're looking on here, with some of the I guess the first piece of the collection. I guess if you wouldn't mind to explain what it is, kind of what made you I guess draw it, everything like that. What does this say to you?
Well, I was struggling after this talk I had with A2K that I mentioned before, because I really want to take serious this next step in my path as an artist, and I was absolutely blank. I have no idea what to draw, and I took a picture. That's my home. I took a
Nice.
picture of my home because I really like it, and I started like sketching, like here and there. I had like some ideas that I did want to do. For example, the palette and the colors. It's something that I've been working on, and I knew that whatever I did probably would have that vibe, but I had no idea what I was going to do. And I started sketching this. I liked like the depth it had and the vibe, but I felt that something was missing. It was like too rigid, and it didn't represented me. And that's when I struck me. I started doing like the first like joke. I like using humor as a language in my pieces. The first joke that struck me was the fridge, that it's like a little monster. And when that concept struck me, it came all together. All of a sudden, the couch was a monster, and the fridge was in a car, and it was the ThugBirdz poster there in the back. It made things clear for me. I now know that the upcoming pieces, they have to have like a little bit of humor, because that's what I feel comfortable doing.
Nice. No, I like it. It took me a second to see. I saw the couch with the face, and then the kind of when you explain it with the refrigerator as well. I see. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm in the form too much. Is that Toshi's little like alien or an alien, a devil looking dude, or who's on the shelf up there?
No, actually, I dropped an album, a music album on
Oh, nice.
December, if I'm not mistaken, and the cover of my album has like those little demons. I didn't do the cover, but Tommy Pomo, an Argentinian artist I absolutely love, did it, and it was like some kind of auto reference. It's my house, and those devils. I feel like they form a part of my environment or language or whatever. So it's an auto reference.
Nice. Where can I guess people find? You said it was music on that. Is that something people can find and I guess listen to, or is that something
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't be
yeah.
found? Where
It's
can they
it's
find that?
in all the digital platforms, Spotify and everything. It's under Basket. The album is called ¿De qué sentido común me estás hablando? Which means which common sense are you talking about to me? In Spanish, of course.
Nice. With a piece like this, and I understand, like, I guess different pieces can take different, times and things like that. On average, I guess how long would you say a piece usually takes?
Mm, I feel like this piece doesn't fit on the average. I was used to work much quicker that I'm planning to do from now on. It really tells when you use those extra hours in order to keep polishing the piece. This took me around maybe don't know exactly, but maybe between 8 to 10 hours, split it in a couple of days, like a couple of 2 to 3 hours sessions.
Nice. And question, I might be called an idiot or something like that. How did you get your, I guess, your handle, basket, stuff like that? Where did that come from? Because I'm not saying I like your tag, just because like on the wall, just the BSKT. Like how did your name form like that?
Well, that's actually my
Name.
musician's name.
Okay.
Yeah, my musical project name. As I told you, I never thought this would take off the way it did. So if I knew this would take off, I probably used another name because I didn't want to dox at the beginning. And when, for example, when you start playing a new game on PlayStation or whatever, that you always use the same name because that's like your fantasy name. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the story basically. But I wasn't intending to mix both worlds, but it just happened.
Nice.
Well, I,
Um.
I can tell you why I chose that name
Yeah.
for my musical project. Well, my musical project at the beginning it had like a lot of 90s reference, because I was born in 1990.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Sorry, I was born in 1990 as well. Just getting hype. My bad.
um, um, I feel like at least in Argentina, the 90s had like a flashy vibe, and then NBA had like the cheerleaders and the mascots and all that, and it had like an aesthetic that really suited with what I was trying to speak about conceptually in my music. So that's where the name came from.
Nice.
I do like basketball. I'm much more of a soccer fan than a basketball fan, but that's where it came from.
No, I like it. I've told my buddies as well. Like, I'll be honest, when we have a lot of people on the podcast, I don't like to do a lot of research and stuff like that, just because I don't want to be like, oh, it's boom, 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 and I'm always nervous to an extent, like, like I don't ever want to be disrespectful. It's like, oh, who are you? And it's like, bro, like, motherfucker, I got 25 billion views. Like, my bad, bro, you my bad. But I think it's cool because I want to ask the real questions, just like anyone else, because like with the crypto world, Twitter world, it is great, everything like that. But the Twitter space is a lot of alpha, a lot of things like that that's going on. But I've said it before. People like me, I'm literally on the phone 24/7, so I don't know what's going on. So as a person that is like that, I don't know. I want to have these type of episodes so people can, say that they go into the forum or go somewhere and they see you talk and they're like, oh, like I know of this person, not just, oh yeah, he has a cool voice. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate you again and everyone honestly coming on and just
No, man, absolutely. I don't
answering the
feel like
questions.
someone you should know who I am or anything. So it's really nice talking.
Um, with the, I was trying to see here. I mean, do you, I guess, have the next? I guess more like how are your collections gonna be? Is it like a monthly thing, weekly thing for people that are interested? Like, is this your only piece
Uh,
that like?
mm, I intend to take care of the supply. I don't want to do like a huge collection or drop a lot of pieces every week. I want to take care at this moment of the quality of the work I'm dropping, and I intend, as I said before, to take this collection like really serious and with a lot of consciousness, um, and to be my main focus. Besides side projects like Seven Swords or anything, I want to really take care of this collection. I probably gonna do about maybe 20, 25 pieces. I don't know in which time span. Ideally, I think it may be of one piece a week or something like that. But I'm not sure, to be honest.
No, yeah,
I
totally
do
cool.
I do know that I want to take care of the supply and to deliver quality work.
And then I guess last couple questions because I just looked at the time. I've already got you past the 30-minute marker, so my bad on that one, bro.
No problem.
The I guess what I guess tips or suggestions what would you give artists coming into space? I asked kind of Pink the same question, and of course I guess every artist and piece can be different. But like on these ones like the collections, is it done like with auctions wise or are you setting the price yourself? Like as a new artist, how would you try to market yourself like that?
Um, should I answer how I price my work, or what kind of advice should I give to new
Um,
to new
well, I
to
mean,
new artists?
realistically, I mean both. You know what I mean? Of course, the money stuff's always personal to stuff, but yeah, I mean,
Sure.
I do think it's interesting on how people price work stuff like that, and then yeah, I think of people like my cousin who's super good at art, but the whole family thing trying to bring people over, at least in my realm, it's always a lot harder. So yeah, I mean, how do you I
Sure.
guess you price for your work, and then how would you do someone else's or suggest?
For this piece, well, I already programmed the auction. I'm gonna auction at least for the couple of first pieces. I feel like I'm still on price discovery because I've been doing a lot of things, but I haven't been like super neat on my homework. So I've done collections that done really well. I've done collections that haven't sold even one piece. I think this is a new era for me. So I feel like I'm still on price discovery. Regardless, I put like a reserve price with which I would feel comfortable if I had only one bid. If so, if it's more, it's okay, but I wouldn't be comfortable if I'm all of a sudden like selling this piece for, I don't know, half a Solana or anything. So the
Point one,
reserve
like
price,
no.
it took a lot of effort for me, and I'm really proud. So I can't give this one for free. But so the reserve price I put for this is 4 Sol. But we have to wait and see. I'm really I have a good feeling with this piece because I really like it. But the advice I would give for, especially for pricing with new artists, is that it's way more important. It really depends on how you see your long term goals, but I feel it's really way more important to build a collector base, whether rather than like try to get rich on your first piece. So if these are your first pieces, it's probably more important to have sales than how much do you raise. So I'm not I don't know if it's a good advice to price them like 0.1 or zero point 0.2 or anything, but keep that in mind. In the long term, if you have a nice collector base, you will do well. So that's my advice, and take care of the community. It's all.
For sure on that one. A question to kind of piggyback on that. I guess with how would you market yourself as a new person? Is it like going into Twitter Spaces, telling your story that way, or because we know, crypto in general is huge stuff like that. But I guess what are the best ways to get your work out there? Is it just like talking to Twitter Spaces, talking to people, or how? I would say how did you do it? But I know you kind of had your brother, forcing it a little bit. But after I guess better question. After you got into it, how did you stay, I guess, relevant overall?
Yeah, the thing is, when I started and when I started gaining relevance, it was a completely different ecosystem. So most of the things I did probably won't be able to do them again. And
Very true.
I gotta be honest, I was really lucky of having my brother there, like shilling me with some other artists. But one core concept that you can relate in the back old days, good. Well, sorry, I'm I'm Argentinian, so I don't speak that well English. A core concept is take care of the community and like don't shamelessly shield your project, but try to do real connections. Try to make friends, whatever the means you got. It can be Discord, it can be Spaces, it can be commenting other artists you like posts. There are a lot of artist groups nowadays that you can talk. Most of the people are really nice. You can DM almost anyone and they are going to answer you. Some of them might not, but at the end of the day, that's my advice. Like, try to interact with people in a meaningful way and not shilling, because nobody likes that. Most of the time, people invest more in the artist than in the art itself. Or I don't know if most, but if people like you, they are gonna try to help you. So that's my advice. Try to connect in a meaningful way with people.
No, I like it. I remember when me and Money like back before episode 1, I was like, man, I want to find like the co-host, stuff like that. Like we talked it's I guess what I would say real recognize real in the sense of, like you said, like you can tell when someone's like chilling in the shell and then just generally talking and having passion and stuff like that. So I think that is a good thing. It might seem super simple for people to be like, oh yeah, no duh, but maybe I'm an asshole. But the pet peeve of mine is, people go into Twitter Spaces and, hey, doing good. Listen, I don't want to chill, but about the ThugBirdz about 5 weeks ago, blah 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 blah. I'm like, bro, you just everyone don't like you now. Like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong, but I think that is something people
I'm
should
with you.
at least keep in mind there.
I mean, it's hard for people that are new and don't fully understand how the ecosystem works, and it could be intimidating. But I don't know. I think you should think if you would like someone shilling to you that way. And the answer is quite obvious. Nobody likes it. So
And of course, it's a fine line, because I mean, if you're always quiet, then you might just get forgot about. You know what I mean? So it's one of those, like you said.
Yeah, soft skills aren't easy. But I think that, I mean, the simplest way I can put it is try to make friends. It's the easiest way I can put it.
I guess we'll wrap it up on this one. The last question, the kind of ones always asking that, because again, I'm keeping it later than I anticipated, and soon I'm gonna be telling people it's gonna be like hour long and everything like that, so I don't feel so bad keeping them like 15 minutes afterwards.
No, I'm not in a rush, man.
I know you've let us know a lot of the things that you are working on. Anything, I guess, alpha wise, or something you can let us know that you, I guess, are trying to work with, or straight up all day, like you said, you're focusing on your skills and I guess getting more, I don't know if the right word is professional, but mean more in tune with the work. I guess where can people find it?
I don't know if this qualifies as alpha, but I'm working on what I feel it's the most exciting project I have for the rest of the year.
Nice.
I'm finally getting or understanding how I can merge my both worlds, which is music and the NFTs world and art. I intend to do a live show in the metaverse soon. So,
I like it.
well, of course, that gotta be paired with an NFT collection and all that. I can't go very deep into details because I haven't everything sorted, but that's what I'm in the midterm working on, and it got me really exciting. I feel like finally that redemption of the artists I talked in earlier, finally it's starting to shape up for me. It's got me pumped.
Nice. And again, don't. Sorry. What type of genre is it gonna be? You know what I mean? What type of genre will the music be?
Well, that's hard for a musician, you know. What I do, I feel like it's a rock project. No, I'm sorry. It's kind of a hip hop project with a rock and roll spirit. Because
Okay. Hey.
that's a comfortable definition, but really, I go quite across genders. I try not try, but I don't feel comfortable like with lots of the sounds that are being trendy these days, and I really go with what I like because I didn't start doing music as something that will give me money or for trying to make money. So I just do this for me, and that's what I vibe with, you know. So I invite people to listen my music and have
And
their
just
own
vibe.
conclusions.
No, I love it. You know what I mean? Just because, shoot, I think it was Pink as well. I was telling just in general about just loving music. You know what I mean? So same type of ordeal. I mean, I don't produce it at all, but I just love if it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if it's. I'll be right. I don't like all the country. You know what I mean? But I like country, the fucking opera. You know, like if it shit's popping, it's popping. Now, granted, opera will be like a
Yeah,
little
yeah, I
bit here
feel
and
you.
there,
I
but
feel the same way.
if it's good, I mean it's good and I can appreciate it. So, um, I guess the last thing in general, where can people find you at for the people that are listening? In general, is it just Twitter? Do you have Instagram? Shout out all your spots in general. Show the hell out of yourself.
Well, I don't use Instagram for this world. I haven't merged in that way. So basically, they can find me as Basket NFT on Twitter. If they feel curious on what music I do, they can find me under Basket on Spotify and all digital platforms. Don't want to look like I'm here for shilling my music. It just came off.
Yeah, no. I'm no, and you're not. No, I'm making you chill everything right now, so you're good, bro. You're good. Um, money. Quick question: how many kills you got right now, and what's your money looking at on GTA?
Dude, I can't really legally say how I acquired the money that I have on GTA, but I do have 8 figures
There
on
you go.
GTA. So
That's what's up. And
Nice.
then, any questions for Basket before we close it up, or any last words?
no, man, just want to say thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, dude. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, keep on keeping on, man.
Keep on
Thank
keeping
you for
on.
having me, man. I had a really nice time. You are
100%.
nice people.
Hey, stick around for a quick second. I'm gonna go and end it. But real talk, man. Thank you for coming on and take some time out of your night and staying longer than
Yeah.
the 30 minutes. I appreciate that, big dog.
Sure, man.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It is episode 61. One more time, shout out to a Basket NFT. If you're not already, go ahead and hit the follow on that Twitter. And remember what he got going on and take a look at the artwork. One more time, y'all. Stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive. If you're not already, go ahead and hit the follow on the ThugBirdz, ThugPod, ThugDAO. And don't forget, hit that sub button on YouTube as well, y'all. Till next time, let's ride.